the world of blockchain security, I mean, it's transformed at just an incredible pace, hasn't it?
It really has.
What was once, a frontier with very few maps is now this sophisticated landscape, multi-layer defenses, cutting-edge practices.
Yeah.
We're going to uncover the fascinating journey behind it all in this deep dive. You won't want to miss this one. Welcome to Unwrapped, a series in the BMX Crypto podcast. It's your research-driven deep dive for DeFi, NFTs, on-chain culture, and, well, all things in the BMX ecosystem.
And just before we jump in, a quick but really important reminder. Everything we talk about here, it's purely for educational purposes.
That's right.
This isn't financial advice. Please always do your own research.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Now, just to give everyone some context for today's discussion, let's briefly introduce BMX. Think of it as like a suite of DeFi products, decentralized finance applications running on both Base and Sonic. And the core idea is this flywheel concept. Can you quickly explain that for our listener? Give us the rundown.
Sure. So the flywheel basically means all the products within the BMX ecosystem, they're designed to capture on-chain fees.
Okay.
Those are essentially small transaction costs. And then that value accrual gets routed directly back to you, the user. It creates this sort of self-reinforcing loop of growth and, well, benefit. And our liquidity token, wBLT, plays a pretty crucial role here.
Right, wBLT. And what makes wBLT so powerful in that system?
Well, wBLT, that's our wrapped BMX liquidity token. It acts a bit like a diversified index fund, you could say.
Okay.
It's backed by blue chip assets, so, stable and proven cryptocurrencies like wrapped Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDC.
Got it.
But what's really unique, I think, is that it automatically grows in value. It captures a share of all those fees generated across the entire BMX ecosystem right there in your wallet.
That continuous value accrual. Yeah, that sounds like a bit of a game changer.
It is.
And speaking of innovation, we're also really excited about the upcoming Deli Swap. That's our decentralized exchange. And every liquidity pool on Deli Swap will be paired with wBLT. That makes it a pretty unique offering for users, doesn't it?
Exactly. So when you provide liquidity to Deli Swap, you're not just earning the standard swap fees, right?
Right.
Because every single pool includes wBLT. You also benefit from wBLT's built-in value accrual. So it acts like that diversified index, capturing fees from multiple markets all at once. It's a significant advantage for liquidity providers.
And what's really compelling about BMX, I think, is its zero emissions model. This isn't just about, being green or sustainable. It fundamentally shifts the incentives. It means no new tokens are ever printed, ever. Yeah. All the value accrual you see comes from genuine activity, real fee streams flowing through the protocol.
Real usage.
Exactly, not from token dilution. It's a really powerful signal, I think, of long-term health and stability for the ecosystem.
Okay, so let's unpack this evolution of crypto security audits from, like you said, the early chaos of dApps to today's multi-layered defenses. It's a story of constant learning, constant adaptation.
It really is. And it's a journey that directly impacts the safety of your assets today.
Absolutely. I mean, if we rewind to the early days, say 2015 to 2017, it was absolutely the wild west of smart contracts.
Right.
When Ethereum introduced programmable smart contracts, letting developers build these complex applications right on the blockchain, the security implications just weren't fully understood yet.
People were just excited to build, I guess.
Exactly. Developers were pioneering, pushing boundaries, but often without that robust security foresight you really need when your code is controlling potentially millions in value.
And we saw the consequences pretty quickly, didn't we?
Oh, yeah.
That hack of 2016 is maybe the prime example. A re-entrancy bug, which is like, what? Being able to withdraw money from an ATM multiple times before your balance updates?
Pretty much, yeah. It allowed a hacker to drain roughly $50 million worth of ETH. It was so severe, such a shock to the system.
That the entire Ethereum community had to make that really controversial decision, right? To perform a hard fork.
Yes, exactly. A hard fork, which is essentially a permanent split in the blockchain protocol. It creates a new separate chain.
Like hitting undo on the whole thing?
Kind of, yeah. In this case, it was like going back in time to undo the theft, which, as you can imagine, was a huge, huge decision.
Yeah.
It showed how just one single bug could literally threaten the entire ecosystem. In 2017, there was the Parity Multisig wallet incident. Over $150 million worth of Ether just frozen.
How?
Because of a simple coding oversight. An accidental ownership transfer locked the funds permanently.
Wow. Talk about a painful typo. Imagine going to work and accidentally freezing $150 million.
Right. These early incidents plus this staggering statistic that roughly half of significant Ethereum projects back in 2016 suffered hacks or major bugs.
Half. That's huge.
It really highlighted how, well, immature the development practices were at the time.
But what's fascinating, as you said, is how quickly the community reacted.
Yes, that's the key part here. They realized the stakes, and started building the foundations of security. Volunteer groups like OpenZeppelin popped up, providing vetted libraries. These are like pre-audited secure blocks of code and doing early community audits. Ethereum developers themselves started improving the language safeguards, making it harder to write vulnerable code in the first place. It was this rapid kind of collective learning experience.
So we saw the shift then from these more informal community efforts towards something way more structured.
Definitely.
By 2017, 2019, right around the ICO boom, the initial coin offering craze.
Oh yeah, the ICO days.
Audits really started evolving into a professional service industry. We saw specialized firms appearing, Trail of Bits, Consensus Diligence, Certic.
Exactly. Bringing traditional cybersecurity know-how into the blockchain world.
So what did a typical audit look like back then? A bespoke audit, you called it.
Yeah, a bespoke audit typically involved a small team, maybe 1 or 2 auditors. They'd do a manual code review, line by line. Plus, unit testing, checking small parts of the code individually, and maybe use some tools to assist the analysis. Then they'd wrap it all up in a detailed report.
But even with this professionalization, the learning didn't stop. New attacks taught new lessons, like the Bancor hack in 2018.
Right, Bancor. That was about $13.5 million. And the crucial thing there, it wasn't a flaw in the smart contract code itself.
So what was it?
It was a compromised, privileged key. Someone got hold of a key that had too much power.
So an off-chain issue, really.
Exactly. And that shifted the audit focus. It wasn't just about the contract code anymore. It became about secure key management, access controls.
Things like multi-signature requirements started becoming standard practice.
Precisely. A multi-signature or multi-sig wallet needs, say, 3 out of 5 key holders to approve a transaction.
Like a digital safe needing several keys.
Exactly. It adds a strong layer against a single point of failure. It really hammered home that even perfectly written code can be vulnerable if the operational security around it is weak.
Makes sense.
And during this time, security tools also got a lot better. We saw static analyzers like Slither becoming popular.
Like a spell checker for code bugs.
Kind of, yeah. They automatically flag common vulnerability patterns. Very useful.
And for the really critical stuff.
For the most critical contracts, yeah, we even started seeing formal verification that uses mathematical methods to actually prove certain safety properties of the code.
Wow, okay. Like proving it can't fail in certain way.
Exactly.
Okay, so fast forward a bit. 2020, 2021. The DeFi boom.
Yes. DeFi Summer and beyond. That really kicked off an auditing renaissance, you could say.
Renaissance. Why?
Well, DeFi's explosive growth led to incredibly complex smart contracts managing huge amounts of value. And unfortunately, that also led to an unprecedented surge in attacks. Billions were stolen in 2021 and 2022.
Billions. Good grief.
And new attack vectors popped up like flash loan exploit.
Okay, give us the quick analogy for those. They sound pretty wild.
They are. Imagine taking out a massive loan with zero collateral, but only for a few seconds.
Okay.
You use that huge temporary capital injection to manipulate prices on one exchange, make a profit on another, and then repay the loan, all within a single blockchain transaction.
All in one.
All in one atomic transaction, leaving the original protocol potentially drained or disrupted. We saw this with BZX, Euler Finance. Euler hack alone was nearly $200 million.
Wow. Just wow. That scale of value definitely demanded an equally scaled security response, I guess.
Absolutely. And the industry responded. We started seeing projects routinely getting multiple audit rounds.
Not just one anymore.
No, sometimes 2, 3, maybe even more independent audits from different firms.
Yeah.
The idea was simple. More eyes, more diverse perspectives, better chance of catching things.
Makes sense. Different firms might look for different things.
Exactly. And beyond just audits, the whole industry really upped its game on rigorous testing and best practices. Teams started writing comprehensive tests, relying heavily on standardized, battle-tested components from libraries like OpenZeppelin.
Building on solid foundations.
Right. And this collective effort led to something really impactful. Bug bounty programs becoming mainstream.
Bug bounties. Okay, that sounds like something out of a hacker movie. Tell us about those.
Well, in a way they are. Platforms like Immutify and Hack and Proof basically set up systems to incentivize white hat hackers. These are ethical security researchers to find vulnerabilities.
Before the bad guys do.
Exactly. Find them and responsibly disclose them to the project team. And the rewards can be substantial. Some bounties have paid out millions of dollars for critical finds.
Millions? Really?
Oh, yeah. It's this amazing crowdsourced security model. It really shows how a decentralized approach can actually lead to stronger security for everyone. You're harnessing global talent.
Still, even with all that, some massive hacks still happened, right? Like the Poly network hack.
That's true. Poly network in 2021, about $600 million exploited. That one highlighted the complexities of cross-chain bridges systems that let assets move between different blockchains. Another frontier of risk.
So more complexity, more potential problems.
Pretty much. But on a positive note, we did see a significant drop in the total funds stolen in 2023.
Oh, really? Why?
Largely attributed to this increased focus on security across the board. Though, attackers also started shifting their focus, looking for different kinds of weaknesses.
Okay, building on that, maybe it's crucial for you, the listener, to understand the difference between on-chain and off-chain vulnerabilities. Can you break that down simply?
Yeah, definitely. So on-chain vulnerabilities, think of those as flaws directly inside the smart contract code or maybe the blockchain's core rules.
Like logic errors in the code.
Exactly. Logic errors, things like Oracle manipulation, where the external data a contract relies on gets messed with. If a contract has one of these flaws, an attacker can often directly steal assets right on the blockchain. The transactions are usually instant and irreversible. That Poly network hack was mainly an on-chain code exploit.
Okay, so that's on-chain. What about off-chain?
Off-chain vulnerabilities are weaknesses outside the blockchain itself. Think about the surrounding infrastructure, the people, compromised private keys, maybe through malware, phishing scams, or vulnerabilities in the website front end you interact with. The Ronin Bridge hack in 2022, $624 million gone.
Huge.
That was a classic off-chain attack. It came down to compromised private keys for their validator nodes, not a flaw in the bridge's smart contracts themselves.
Right. So what does this all mean for you as a user then, it sounds like?
It means true security is a full stack effort. You absolutely have to protect the code, the on-chain logic, but you also have to protect everything around it, the keys, the servers, the people, the website.
A perfectly audited smart contract can still get drained if an admin's key gets stolen.
Exactly. This holistic view is just paramount today. You can't ignore either side.
Which brings us back to audits. Given the limitations you mentioned for traditional audits, small team, limited time.
Right. The bespoke audits, they offer depth, confidentiality, experienced auditors doing a deep dive, sure, usually 1 or 2 auditors for 1 or 2 weeks, but they can be expensive, take a long time to schedule, and hey, even the best small team might miss something subtle. No one's perfect.
So that's where these other approaches come in, like crowdsourced audits.
Exactly. Audit contests have emerged as a really powerful complement, or sometimes even an alternative.
How do those work?
Okay, so the project puts its code out there publicly to a large community of independent security researchers. These are often called wardens.
Wardens, okay.
Could be dozens, even hundreds of them. They all scrutinize the code for a short period, like 1 or 2 weeks, competing for a prize pool.
So it's competitive.
Highly competitive. This many eyes approach means you can get hundreds, sometimes thousands of hours of review time packed into a short window. And you get incredibly diverse perspectives looking for different kinds of bugs. Do we have examples where this really made a difference?
Oh, definitely. A great one is OpenSea's Seaport Protocol audit in 2022. Seaport is the core marketplace contract for OpenSea. They had a traditional audit done first. Then they ran a massive $1 million audit contest on Code for Reina.
$1 million. Wow.
Yeah, big incentive. And guess what? The independent auditors in the contest found multiple high and critical severity vulnerabilities that the traditional audit had actually missed.
No way.
Yes, it allowed OpenSea to fix them before deploying the code that would handle billions in NFT trades. It very likely prevented major potential exploits down the line. It showed the power of this model.
That's a huge testament to the crowdsourced model. It's like simulating a global hacker community trying to break the code, but for good. And this then led to even more sophisticated models, right? You mentioned hybrid approaches like Sherlock. What's different there?
Yeah, Sherlock took it a step further. They merged the audit contest model with exploit coverage insurance. So after a project goes through their contest process, Sherlock actually provides coverage, meaning if a critical bug is missed during their contest and leader exploited, Sherlock is literally financially on the hook to help cover the losses up to a certain amount.
Whoa. So they have serious skin in the game.
Massive skin in the game. It creates an incredibly strong incentive for them to ensure their contest process is as thorough as humanly possible, and it gives projects and users a much stronger signal of confidence in the code's security after it passes their review. And beyond just audits and contests, the security toolbox is continually expanding. We're seeing more use of runtime monitoring tools. Networks like Forta, for example, allow developers to deploy detection bots that watch for suspicious activity or potential exploits happening on-chain in real time and can trigger alerts or even automated responses.
Like an early warning system?
Exactly. And then you have on-chain insurance services like Nexus Mutual, where users can actually buy cover against specific smart contract failures or exploits, acting as a kind of final backstop if other defenses fail.
Okay, so multiple layers. Audits, contests, monitoring, insurance.
And what about after the code is deployed? Is there anything then?
Yes, there's runtime monitoring and on-chain alerts. Services like Forta Network run nodes that actively watch deployed contracts.
Watching for what?
For suspicious activity in real time. Unusual transaction patterns, large unexpected movements of funds, calls to risky functions. If they detect something fishy, they can alert the project team immediately.
Or even trigger a pause.
In some cases, yes, potentially trigger automated defenses, like pausing contracts to minimize damage during an active attack. It's like an on-chain intrusion detection system.
Fascinating. And then I guess insurance is a final layer.
Exactly. Crypto insurance and coverage services like Nexus Mutual or Sherlock's coverage we mentioned act as a final backstop. They often look at the quality of a project's audits when deciding whether to offer coverage and at what price.
So that indirectly incentivizes good security practices too.
Precisely. They don't prevent hacks, obviously, but they provide a crucial layer of trust and risk management for users and for the protocols themselves.
It's really compelling to see how these principles actually play out. This whole defense in depth idea isn't just theory, right? It's being implemented by serious protocols now.
Absolutely.
And to give you, the listener, a really concrete example, we can look at how BMX is applying these exact principles with its upcoming Deli Swap. It's actually undergoing a rigorous Sherlock audit contest right now.
That's right. So Deli Swap, as we mentioned, is BMX's new decentralized exchange built on Uniswap v4 using hooks.
Those custom logic plugins.
Yeah, they let you add unique features. And Deli Swap's unique feature, again, is that every pool pairs any ERC20 token with wBLT.
Right, the double dipping on value accrual for LPs. Normal swap fees plus the wBLT growth.
Exactly. Liquidity providers earn from both sources.
So why choose a contest specifically for something this critical?
Well, we chose a contest on Sherlock precisely to get those many independent eyes on the code under real-time pressure.
That competitive pressure.
Yeah, Sherlock's model brings in dozens of specialized auditors to just hammer on the code. It's kind of a paradigm shift from a limited review to this crowdsourced competitive arena. It fosters this security survival of the fittest, where auditors are really incentivized to outthink potential attackers.
And you mentioned live issues.
Yes, live issues are enabled, which means when a warden finds something potentially serious, it's shared with our internal team almost immediately.
So you can fix it fast.
We can verify it, patch it quickly, and feed that back into the process. It really complements our other firm audits and all our internal testing. It's a much faster feedback loop.
Okay, can you give us some of the key details for this specific contest? What are auditors really digging into?
Sure. So the Deli Swap contest is active now. It has a prize pool of 47,000 USDC. KYC is required for wardens to participate. It runs from September 2nd to September 16th, 2025. And it covers roughly 3,068 lines of pretty complex code.
Okay. And what are they looking for? Like, what keeps the BMX team up at night?
Well, they're looking for very specific vulnerabilities, of course. But generally, they're intensely scrutinizing several core areas. For instance, all the complex math.
Around liquidity pools and LP shares?
Exactly. Making sure it's absolutely watertight. No tiny errors that could add up or be exploited. They're checking every fee, path dynamic fees, the buyback buffer accounting, making sure value can't be leaked or tricked out of the system.
What about governance and rewards?
Yep, definitely examining the system's governance, the reward mechanisms like voting epochs, the gauges that stream reward tokens, ensuring none of that can be manipulated or game planned unfairly.
And beyond just the pure code logic, what about the operational side? Permissions, things like that.
Oh yeah, that's huge. Auditors are rigorously checking all permissions, making sure allow lists, basically whitelists of approved addresses or tokens, are enforced everywhere they should be, that role checks are watertight.
Like the Multisig managing the reward token whitelist.
Exactly. That's a key defense. They're also looking hard at the security around any automated components like keeper bots.
The bots that handle routine tasks.
Right, like the ones that handle flushing buyback buffers, using accumulated fees to buy back and distribute tokens, making absolutely sure those bots operate strictly within preset limits and can't be manipulated or triggered maliciously.
Okay, so the contest runs, the wardens find things, hopefully. How does BMX then use those results?
Good question. Any critical findings, they get fixed immediately, then retested thoroughly, rechecked. Only then do we move forward. Medium severity issues, they'll either be fixed, or if there's a good reason not to, they'll be mitigated with other safeguards, and the reasoning will be clearly documented.
So it's a very careful process before launch or scaling up.
Absolutely. All about ensuring the absolute highest level of security before the protocol handles significant user funds or scales up its total value locked. Safety first, always.
Right. So just to kind of wrap up our deep dive today, we've really journeyed from those early Wild West days of crypto security, learned some painful lessons along the way.
Definitely learned a lot.
All the way to the sophisticated, multi-layered approach we see now. Professional audits, yes, but also robust bug bounties, these cutting-edge competitive audit contests. And BMX's Deli Swap audit really exemplifies this evolution, doesn't it? It shows that proactive, transparent, community-involved approach to securing complex DeFi.
Indeed. And I think for you, the listener, the key takeaways are pretty clear. First, security is just paramount in DeFi. Non-negotiable. Audits are a critical piece of mitigating risk, but they're not the only piece.
Right, defense in depth.
Exactly. The industry has learned so much from past mistakes, like that infamous hack, to build much more resilient systems. Modern security is that defense-in-depth strategy, multiple types of audits, automated tools, real-time monitoring, strong operational security.
The whole package.
The whole package. And ultimately, projects like BMX that are embracing transparency and community involvement, like through these contests, they're building a much more robust foundation for users. It shows a serious commitment to safety.
It really does. You know, the evolution of crypto security clearly shows that innovation isn't just about building shiny new features. It's also about relentlessly, constantly safeguarding what's already been built. Makes you wonder, what new forms of many eyes do you think will emerge next as DeFi continues to grow and get even more complex?